you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
I'm the storm while like in the city streets. I am a beast, smoking good on runs and keef. You don't want no beef, I knock out frames and teeth never decreased. I'm high voltage bloodstream, y'all be weak, so I'll be strong throughout the week. Keep the herbs and spice like it's white rice. Travel through the thoughts of a prophecy, never with democracy. There's no way y'all stopping me. I love cool out, read my book, sculpted art sketches and moving rooks. In this chess of life I castled and take flight. Sniper bishops in the corner, checkmate. I don't wait, y'all so fake, but all good I see through. And never put any of my people before the text time. Walking through valley, we keep it chill over here. No flex, but life is truly the best. No flex, duck, what you talking about? I still keep it going. We be flowing like we're ocean, magic potion for the motion. I like good gas, champagne leading the game. Let's go, it's Conti Kins, Lone Star, the shepherd leading you ghosts. This be realest shit I ever wrote, Mr. Seven Ghosts.
Fly high like dragons in the sky. Go, 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 go,
This the main event.
We fly high like satellites. Come fly with me like the wind beneath your wings.
This elevation to the max, give me space. I'm in space, this calm, this is cool, mates. And it's safe. Let's be real, keep it going, keep it fly. Let's get high off the life.
We fly high like dragons in the sky. Go, 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 go. We fly high like satellites. Come fly with me like the wind beneath your wings. Now let's let the choir sing, now let's let the choir sing. Oh.
Now let's let the choir sing.
This is Hennessy, mocha chocolate in the summer. I'll be growing, just being. I don't mean to come off rude. Shine, shine, glow, grow. Keep it pushing, this is energy, the faculty of the legalic beings. What you're seeing is miraculous, fantastic, boom, basic. Call me lover, lover, lethal, whip on Danny Glover, sim, sim, salabi. I'm just looking for a win. County kings, gon' spin the demonic bent again. Shoot to win, we lit up cause we beat the light. Walking on the stars, milky galaxy border. I'm the holler to those who just wanna slaughter. Yes, I am walking, walking with lamb from the core by a board. Simple Ford galaxy, raising the torch. The blacksmith, yes, you reach for the stars, but I reach for God's porch. Mr. Seven, I'm going.
Respect to the family. Welcome back. Okay, so I got something I want to talk about this evening, right? I say a lot of times that you have to be careful who you allow to teach you the word. Is the word real? Is the word what it is? Yes. But is everybody qualified to teach you about the word? No. So before we get started, respect, welcome back to another episode of Smitty's Corner, aka Lighthouse underscore 301. Let's go ahead and get to it. So before we get started, of course, as always, I would like to ask you, how are you? How is your headspace? And how has this day been treating you? Just in case nobody else asked you. Respect. This is going to be a very, very interesting, and it's also going to be a very controversial discussion. Y'all ready? So, what we're going to be talking about for this first video, I'm just going to pull it up. How about that? I'm just going to pull it up. I'm going to let y'all read what the title says. Bow. There you go, right there in your face. Okay. So, from what it is that I do know, right? Oh, Nancy, if you would be so kind and to hit that theme music, please. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate it. So, let's just read the title. Okay, so now that we see that, let's go ahead and get to it. Apparently, this bishop in particular believes that there needs to be a different Bible. Now, we're going to be listening to a brother give his correspondence on it as well. So I'm reacting to a reaction. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now was 11:24 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. Let's go ahead and listen to what, the bishop has to say. This is very interesting, by the way.
I'm of the opinion that we need a third testament because the Bible has become problematic.
If the scriptures aren't right, leave them alone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Unction, where we get the word of God and depend on the Spirit of God to edify the people of God. We are going to look at a video today dealing with an individual by the name of so-called Bishop Yvette Flunder. And she's decided to indict the word of God. She has decided that her newly acquired modern wisdom is much greater than the wisdom of the apostles and the prophets given in the word of scripture.
But okay, not even just that factor. The main thing, the first thing that comes to my mind is, I believe if we've, anybody who's ever studied the word, it says something about lean not on your own wisdom. As in, don't try to interpret this word how you feel like it's interpreted. Don't try to make up anything. You know what else is said? Like I always bring up in the back of Revelations, when John the Baptist said, and I, John, who gives the prophecy of this revelation, attest to, you are not to add anything, you are not to take anything away. So from what I know, in the very last words before that book closes, out of the 66, which I believe it was originally about 88. So let's just go with the 66 we have. Right. At the very last closing of that book, it says, if you add anything, God will add the plagues unto the life of you. And if you take anything away, God's going to take your name out of the book of life. Do not do anything with my word besides read it and obey it, if I'm not mistaken. Now, if I'm wrong, you all type down and let me know.
So we're going to listen to her, and we're going to really understand the hubris of sin. We're going to understand the hubris of one who has been given totally over to the spirits of perversion, to the point where now I'm smarter than Jesus. We're smarter than God in our own pride and understanding now. So we're going to listen to this video, and we're going to kind of break down some of the flawed thinking that this woman is saying, and we'll go from there.
And this is a very dangerous thing that I'm about to say now, but since I'm a bit dangerous, I'm of the opinion that we need a third testament, because the Bible has become problematic.
Okay, I want to stop by right there by saying, no, you don't. Yvette Flunder, you do not need a third testament. You said the Bible has become problematic. My sentiment is, if the scriptures are lying, then the Bible isn't becoming problematic. The Bible been problematic. Since you think we need something else, don't get a third testament. Throw the book away. No, don't get a third testament, because it created this. What is in the Word of God has formed the course of humanity.
My bad. There we go. But even deeper than that, what we also have to recognize and realize is that there are so many people who are not qualified to actually give testimony of the word. They're not qualified. Like, we got to remember something. Like, everything in life, you got to be, depending on what it is, you have to be of a certain qualification. Once upon a time, I believe that the qualifications to become said pastor, reverend, bishop, whatever have you, right? Reverend, anything. I believe that the qualifications was set a lot higher. And now it's been lowered to the point where I think they're just letting anybody in because they just want to keep the church doors open. Right? Let's keep going.
When people interpret correctly or incorrectly, the bottom line is they have still walked out what God said humanity would walk out in this book, and it will conclude where this book says humanity will conclude. So my thing is, if you're looking in this book for any type of guidance, I say throw it out. Don't use this Bible. Don't use the morality found in this Bible. You say a third testament? No. Make a book. This is my challenge, because I'm tired of this. I am tired of people coming to the scriptures wanting to tear down the scriptures. You're wiser than Jesus in your own minds. So create your own morality that's not based in any of the morality found in this book. Create your own societies based on a morality that's found nowhere in this book. Do things according to your skewed, wicked, human, secularist, self-serving, self-worshiping morality. You create a morality according to that. Make the document. Lose this document. You create the document, and you create a society based on your own skewed morality, and see how many new diseases y'all filth come up with. See how many new marital, you can't even call it marriage, because God called what he calls marriage. Y'all made something else and want to make it marriage. One man and one woman is marriage. But look at what family problems you all will create. Look what societal problems you all are going to create. Look at all the issues, and not just, I'm not just talking about the LGBTQ community. I'm talking about everyone who wants to forget God. The people shall be turned into hell, and the nation that forget God. That's anyone. That's not me singling out. No, that's you adulterers. Because, people think you're just angry about one demographic. That's you adulterers. That's you fornicators. That's you people filled with hatred and variance. That's you people that's filled with strife. That's you gossipers. You people who think y'all smarter than Jesus. And we need a third testament, including you people that go around saying, well, it's better to marry than to burn, but honey, it's better to burn than to end up with the wrong person. Y'all too. Create a morality based on that kind of thinking and see what happens to your society. See what happens to your families. You don't need a third testament. Make your own book. See, I'm mad. So that was my first rant. Stop using this book. All of you witches and warlocks who are in churches talking about y'all prophets, like Ibn R. Jordan and Manasseh and Lovi and Brian Carn and all the rest of you false prophets. Stop. Just put the book down. Since y'all smarter than Jesus, y'all think y'all got something greater than what's written in the scriptures. Y'all go on and leave the Bible alone. Didn't Ibn R. Jordan say it's time to close the Bible and start looking at nature? Didn't y'all overlord Warlock tell y'all that? And Brian Carn and Manasseh Jordan and all them, don't y'all all hang out? Aren't y'all buddies, George Bloom and all that? All right. So y'all follow y'all chief master Warlock and go straight to hell. Lord help me. Let's keep going.
Slaves, obey your masters as you do the Lord. It's a text. Let the women keep silent in the churches. And if they have any questions, let them ask their husbands at home. Now, I'm a believer.
All right. See, this is emotional manipulation, choosing hotspot scriptures taken out of its context in order to cause strife and division and add a spirit of doubt. Have God said in the beginning, just like the devil in the Garden of Eden? Did God really say that? Yeah, the Lord said it. Because one, Yvette Flunder is an intelligent woman. She's a perverted woman. She's a flawed woman. She's a woman outside the will of God, but she's an intelligent woman. And she know there's a difference between a bondservant and chattel slavery, which was done in America. But the language angers the demographic she wants to deceive. And she know good and well that in antiquity, people who were in great debts or crime or whatever the case may be, they would sell themselves into indentured servitude. They would be a bond servant. And the word slave, let's be specific. If I want to talk about slave, it comes from Slav, when Europeans were putting each other into slavery. And then you ended up with a Slav or a slave. All right. We know about the Slavic people and the slaves. Okay. So this term comes to America. Okay. And there's some new creation. I'm not saying it's brand new, but there is a brand of slavery that was done in America. Sure. That wasn't done in the Bible and wasn't what Apostle Paul was talking about. When you go buy somebody from their birth and do whatever you want to do to them and destroy them, and we can go through all those scriptures too. I'm not here to do that today to give you one argument about this one topic, but that's a different thing when you just beat and harm and I'm gonna say it, the ones who were raped and molested and buck breaking and all of that. That's not what Apostle Paul is talking about. And she knows that. Yvette Flunder knows that. But she's here to play on that part of the hearts of that demographic to make them fall away from the Bible being a document inspired by the Holy Ghost.
Man, I can't even front. Like, that's pretty deep. I wonder, what do you think about that? Like, what are your thoughts behind that, right? One thing that I do know about what takes place a lot of times in church these days is, unfortunately, people go up too much with their own interpretation of what it is. The fact is that one day God wrote down something and God made it very clear what it is that God wanted to be. Even the Son of Mary, the Messiah himself, said at one point in that word, one day I will no longer speak to you in parables, but in a plain tongue, right? Somewhere in that book it says that. So let's go ahead and look at something else. Now we're going to go ahead and switch it over. Again, I don't like to. I try not to, depending on the time length of the video. I don't like to play like the whole thing. So now we're going to go ahead and flip into something else. Now I have to ask you this: do you know yourself? Like, do you? Do you know who you are? You know what I mean? Like, so let's go ahead and let's have some fun with this right here. Nancy, if you would be so kind. Thank you. 10 questions that reveal who you are. Y'all ready? The time right now is 11:37 p.m. East Coast Standard Time, and I thank you so much for tuning in. Let's rock out.
10 questions that reveal who you really are. You might think you know yourself better than anyone else, but do you know who you really are? There may be some aspects of your personality that you either subconsciously don't want to accept or don't even notice. Luckily, this test will open your eyes to your true self. We have all kinds of fun, informative, and helpful videos like this one on the bright side of life, so be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell to stay on top. After you pick an answer, you'll get 10 seconds to. Self-discovery test has 10 questions. After each one, you'll get 10 seconds to mull over your choice. After you pick an answer, you'll learn what your choice means. If you're ready to find out who you are deep down, then let's get started. 10. What's the first thing you see in this picture?
The first thing I see is a boat. I see a boat. That was the very first thing I saw. Then I saw what looks like a crocodile face.
If you first noticed a crocodile, you're the type of person who sees the big picture. That could mean that you sometimes take the small details in life, like a walk in the park or a cup of hot coffee in the morning, for granted. But that's because there are always bigger things for you to concentrate on. You're likely to be practical and sensible. Taking risks isn't your thing. You're a bit on the cautious side when it comes to new experiences. If you saw a boat right off the bat, this means that you have an eye for detail. People often describe you as creative, attentive, and precise. At the same time, you tend to get too caught up in the small details and miss the big picture. At work or school, you may get engrossed in one part of a project and completely forget about the main task on the whole. 9. Now, what's the first thing you see in this image?
What I see is what appears to be a vase.
If you immediately saw faces, you're pretty people-oriented. You're an extrovert, which means you need to change your battery through social interaction with others. You're friendly, communicative, and, in most cases, the life and soul of any party. If a candlestick stood out to you, you're more introverted. You often get caught up in your own thoughts.
That's basically where I was. Okay, they said candlestick. Yeah, I was like more like ornament, like vase ornament. So, okay, bet.
And if you have to choose between staying at home and going out, more often than not, you'll choose the first option. You have a few close friends that you adore, but you mostly enjoy being alone. Now, take a look at this picture. Who would you help first?
The old woman. Believe it or not, I'm looking at the picture. I'm going with the old woman. That's who I'm going with.
If you chose to help the guy in crutches, you're a leader by nature. You are organized, practical, and focused on your life and goals. People might find you a bit cold emotionally. If you decided to help the crying baby, you're a very empathetic person. Your friends know that they can vent to you about their problems and find peace after such conversations. Sometimes you get too affected by other people's emotions. Be careful that others don't take advantage of you. If you pick the nurse to help out first, you don't worry too much about serious problems. This woman is the only one in the picture who doesn't really need help. So choosing her means you take things that come your way lightly. You're optimistic and always look on the bright side of life. You're a communicative and adventurous person with a laid-back attitude. And if your choice was to help the elderly lady, you have high moral principles. Traditional values are very important to you. You respect elders, and the fact that they don't really do you any favor in return shows your selflessness. 7. A lot of people nowadays claim to be perfectionists, but are they really? Test yourself by choosing the odd figure among these three.
Ah,
If you chose the gray figure, then you are a bona fide perfectionist.
God dang it. So my choice was going to be pink. I don't know what that means. It was too quick of a timing. Let's go.
Unlike the others, the gray one isn't a square, but a rectangle. The next question tests your stress resistance as well as your survival skills.
Let's go.
6. You need to escape from a room, and you have 3 doors to choose from. Behind the first, there's a hitman with a loaded rifle. If you open the second door, you'll find a lion that hasn't eaten in 2 months. As for the third, there's a raging fire behind it. So, which door will you choose to survive?
Shoot. Like, forget that timer. That timer's too fast. I gotta I gotta take my time. Which one would I choose to try to escape through? There's a hitman with a gun. Of course, they're trained, so there may be a level above you. The lion, okay, so the depiction of the lion is sleeping. Okay. I want us to pay attention to that. Then there's a raging fire. I'm gonna have to go with the lion. I'm actually going with the lion because if I can tiptoe past it, I ain't got to worry about getting burnt or shot. All I got to do is make it. I honestly believe I would have a better chance making it past the lion as opposed to a raging fire that's out of control and continuously growing, not to mention smoke inhalation, and or somebody who has that type of gun in their hand. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the lion, believe it or not. Now, if you were to ask me, out of all three, which way would you rather perish if you had to make a choice between burning, being eaten by a lion, or being shot? I would go with being shot. I honestly would. I would go with being shot. If I had to pick, Lord forbid, Lord forbid, Lord forbid, 3 times over. Let's go.
An experienced survivalist would choose door number 2. While lions are known to survive without food for as
Let's go.
long as a month, starving for 2 months would definitely kill the animal. 5. Which coffee are you? An espresso, double espresso, cafe mocha, latte, cappuccino, americano, iced coffee, frappuccino, or macchiato?
I'm this one here. I'm like more of a this one right here. like right there. I keep they were going too fast on the names. So if y'all can see my arrow, I'm right here. I'm right around there. There we go.
If you're an espresso, you're more traditional and prefer to keep it simple. As for you double espressos, work means a lot to you. You're determined, responsible, and maybe a little impatient. If you identify as a cafe mocha, you value beauty but also practicality. If you're an Americano, you're calm and keep your emotions under control. All you iced coffees out there are confident and honest. You probably also live in a hot climate. If you're a Frappuccino, you're friendly and outgoing, but you're also not opposed to just lounging around the house. If you're a latte, you're very thoughtful, but you can also be a bit indecisive. If you're a cappuccino, you're independent and logical. At the same
Is that the one I picked? I don't know. I because they're showing it different. Did he say cat? I might have to go back.
time, you can be a bit of a dreamer. If you're a macchiato, you're sociable, energetic, and spontaneous. 4. Imagine you're scuba diving and suddenly see a mermaid. What color is her tail?
The tail would be a whitish metallic, like almost like how like a great white underbelly, like lion seal, you know. I would say I would say a metallic blue. Like not even blue for real, like a metallic white. Let's go. Let's see what we got.
The color of the mermaid's tail shows how sociable you are and how well you interact with others.
Here's the metallic white.
If you imagine a mermaid with a bright tail, let's say red, yellow, or orange, this means that you're the type that can talk to just about anyone. If the mermaid's tail was darker, like green, blue, or purple, you're probably a bit shy. You may be very communicative with your close friends, but you're cautious around people you meet for the first time. 3. While you're driving, you also notice a fish. What does it look like? Is it friendly and calm, or aggressive and dangerous?
What? All right, that's a little different. All right, but let's play along. Let's go ahead and play along. I'm going to go with the fish that I've seen in my dreams. All right, I'm not going to pull it up because that's going to take away from the video and timing. Just go ahead and type in your phone or your device, African tigerfish. Type in tigerfish, okay? And look at the face and teeth. That's right around in a lot of my dreams. When I have underwater, like when I have under murky water dreams, I generally come across fish that look like that. Let's go.
The fish represents the way you tend to resolve disputes. If the fish you imagined is docile and inoffensive, chances are that you can confidently stand up for your opinion and defend the things you believe in. If the fish is a predator like a shark, or it looks aggressive, you probably tend to avoid arguments and confrontation. It may be difficult for you to express your point of view clearly. 2. You keep swimming and exploring this underwater world. You suddenly spot a beautiful shell lying on the seabed. What does it look like?
What? I mean, what do shells look like? So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the conch. I'm gonna go with the conch. You know, the ones that when they wash up on shore, you can hear the sound of the ocean if you put it to your ear. A conch. Let's go.
The shell indicates how open you are towards the people around you. If you imagined a simple, flat seashell, it doesn't matter if it's closed or open. It's not hard for you to reveal your thoughts and emotions to others. If the shell in your mind is intricately shaped or has some unusual pattern, you're likely to be more reserved.
And that's more of a conch. Oh, I didn't push play.
You aren't a person who easily shares the details of their life with strangers or mere acquaintances. 1. Finally, it's time to finish your diving excursion. You reach the shore and look around the beach. Are there any people there? The people on the beach represent your friends. If the beach is crowded,
Wait. Start over, bro.
finally, it's time to finish your diving excursion. You reach the shore and look around the beach. Are there any people there?
Yeah. Yes, because most beaches do have people there. Ooh, unless he's talking about a deserted island. Okay. So let's just say my hunch is correct and we're going with the deserted island. But I mean, nah, that's just doing too much. I'm just going to go ahead and go with, nah, there's people there. Typical everyday beach, Ocean City or something. Yeah, there's people there.
The people on the beach represent your friends. If the beach is crowded, you're probably a social butterfly constantly surrounded by friends and acquaintances. If you imagine just a few people on the beach, you might not have a ton of pals, but you cherish your small but close group of friends very deeply.
You didn't ask how many people, sir.
And if in your imagination you found yourself on a totally empty beach, it's probably difficult for you to trust other people.
I was thinking about that island.
You may be totally fine with having no friends at all.
Pretty much.
Have you found out anything new about...
I know I learned some things. Let's go ahead and get to this next one right here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this reality. Or is it? Is this a reality? Is it not? Let's go ahead and let's listen to our closing video with are we or are we not in a simulation? You know, a lot, I've been thinking about that. I hear a lot of talk about how in movies and stuff, they speak about multiverses and there's another you existing somewhere else on planet Earth and things of that nature. So we are going to go ahead and get into it. Are we actually existing in a simulation? What is to come with the future? How does it look? Let's go ahead and tap our brains in. Let's listen to something that can help us go ahead and rock out for the night. Respect. The time right now is 11:55 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. Let's rock out.
If you had to guess what the world looks like in 2100, if you had to guess.
It's either free of human existence or it's completely not comprehensible to someone like us. It's one of those extremes.
So there's either no humans.
It's basically the world is destroyed or it's so different that I cannot envision those predictions.
What can be done to turn this ship to a more certain positive outcome at this point? Is there still things that we can do, or is it too late?
So I believe in personal self-interest. If people realize that doing this thing is really bad for them personally, they will not do it. So our job is to convince everyone with any power in this space, creating this technology, working for those companies, they are doing something very bad, for them. Not just forget our 8 billion people you're experimenting on with no permission, no consent. You will not be happy with the outcome. If we can get everyone to understand that's the default, and it's not just me saying it, you had Jeff Hinton on, Nobel Prize winner, founder of a whole machine learning space. He says the same thing. Benji, dozens of others, top scholars. We had a statement about dangers of AI signed by thousands of scholars, computer scientists. This is basically what we think right now, and we need to make it a universal. No one should disagree with this, and then we may actually make good decisions about what technology to build. It doesn't guarantee long-term safety for humanity, but it means we're not trying to get there as soon as possible to the worst possible outcome.
And are you hopeful that that's even possible?
I want to try. We have no choice but to try.
And what would need to happen, and who would need to act? Is it government legislation? Is it?
Unfortunately, I don't think making it illegal is sufficient. There are different jurisdictions. There is, loopholes. And what are you going to do if somebody does it? You're going to fine them for destroying humanity, like very steep fines for it? Like, what are you going to do? It's not enforceable. If they do create it, now the superintelligence is in charge. So the judicial system we have is not impactful. And all the punishments we have are designed for punishing humans. Prisons, capital punishment doesn't apply to AI.
The problem I have is when I have these conversations, I never feel.
I ain't gonna lie, that is scary, to go ahead and think that really think about that. Like, that's why I don't like a lot of automated systems being strictly AI. You want to know why? Because there is a certain amount of when you can talk to a person, not saying always necessarily like barter, but like when it's a system, like an AI system set up, it's just programmed to do what it does, and that's it. When you speak to people, there's a certain amount of like you can get your way through the door a little easier. Believe it or not. Let's go. Which I'm pretty sure most of y'all do. Oh, I didn't hit play.
I feel like I walk away with hope that something's gonna go well. And what I mean by that is I never feel like I walk away with some kind of clear set of actions that can course correct what might happen here. So what should I do? What should the person sat at home listening to this do?
You talk to a lot of people who are building this technology.
Mm-hmm.
Ask them precisely to explain some of those things they claim to be impossible, how they solved it or going to solve it before they get to where they're going.
Do you know, I don't think Sam Altman wants to talk to me.
I don't know. He seems to go on a lot of podcasts. Maybe he does.
He wants to go on mine. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. I'd love to speak to him, but I don't think he wants to. I don't think he wants me to interview him.
Have an open challenge. Maybe money is not the incentive, but whatever attracts people like that, whoever can convince you that it's possible to control and make safe superintelligence gets the prize. They come on your show and prove their case.
But I can't listen. This is my whole thing, right? I like to just show little clips of stuff. My whole thing is like to think that we will get to a point where AI and all of these things is just like taking over. I don't really think that people recognize how on the cusp and close we are to that being the factor, right? Like I do believe that folks have been so comfortable that we really think that this is not something that can take place within your lifetime. That is, like, we do know it can happen, a lot of us, but a lot of us don't believe that for some reason it can happen within our lifetime. Let's go ahead. Now we're going to go back, of course, over to the same channel, right? But this one right here, I want to go ahead and look at this conversation about something I've always been so fascinated with, right? Man, ever since a little kid, I've had an infinity for knowing what a black hole consists of. What's on the other side? Is there another side? What happens if you get pulled into one, right? Where do you go? Is another dimension? Are you capable of living through the transport of the black hole to even get to the other side of the dimension? Do you come out the other side like Star Trek and it's like real fast and it slows down like whoosh, and then your ship is just floating real slow and y'all are looking around nice and healthy, everybody's still intact, nobody's been morphed or turned inside out, right? We all know if you think about it. So let's go ahead. I want to learn more about black holes. See how the screen right here is black? Let's go ahead and be pulled into this discussion right here. Let's rock out.
I think in the book you talk about a golf ball sized black hole would weigh more than Earth and swallow it whole, leaving behind something the size of a lime.
Yeah, slightly bigger, right.
What is, you've been asked this so many times, but I still don't know the answer. What is a black hole, and how do we even know if they're real, if no one's ever been to one?
Well, you can know things without visiting them. I mean, that's the methods and tools and machines of science are remarkable in their ability to learn something without actually having to see it with your eyes or hear it with your ears or to touch it with your fingers. We have, in fact, science didn't take off until these machines became a fundamental part of how we investigated the world, replacing our five senses. Because there's nothing more feeble in this world than you thinking you understand reality through your five senses. That I don't want to call it feeble, I would call it error prone. Error prone. Remember I told you about escape velocity of Earth?
Yeah.
You remember the value I said it was?
7 miles
Paying attention.
per minute.
Per second.
Per second.
That's very fast. 7 miles per. So the adage, what goes up must come down, it's not true. It's true for almost anything you would experience, but you can launch something at 7 miles per second, it'll never, ever come back. That's the escape velocity for Earth. Okay. If Earth had more mass and the gravity were stronger, the escape velocity is higher. That would make sense because there's more gravity that you have to escape. Let's keep up that exercise. Cram in more and more mass. Just keep doing that. Escape velocity keeps going up. Eventually, the escape velocity hits the speed of light. At that point, light can't even escape. Light is the fastest thing in the universe. If light can't escape, if you fall in, you don't escape either. There's no better description of a hole than that. And worse yet, it's a hole in any direction you approach it, not just a hole in the street or in the floor. It's a three-dimensional hole. And how do we know it's there? Because it distorts the fabric of space and time around it. We see galaxies behind concentrations of matter, black holes, and the shape of the galaxy is distorted. Because Einstein tells us that gravity distorts the fabric of space and time. So that's one way we discover black holes. Another way is most stars in the night sky are binary and multiple star systems, most of them. You can't see it because you just have human vision. You whip out a telescope, you see, oh my gosh, there are two stars, not just one. If there's a pair of stars and one of them becomes a black hole, and this one ages, it expands and some of its material spills onto and orbits around the event horizon of the black hole. This swirling material.
In the event horizon, from what I do know, that's where whatever's being pulled into it turns into basically like a long spaghetti string, like Laffy Taffy bubblegum. The event horizon will stretch you. It's said that the human body would actually stretch for miles on end. Imagine your body being stretched because of the endless gravitational pull that comes from space. That's crazy.
Material gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and it radiates X-rays and ultraviolet. We have X-ray and ultraviolet telescopes that see every one of these in the night sky. They're all black holes.
And it's created from an explosion?
There's a star that wants to explode, but it has.
Yes. I learned this a long time ago. A lot of times black holes can generally be formed from a star that explodes that's big enough, or the density of the explosion. But let them explain it.
So much mass, the explosion doesn't overcome the gravity, and the star collapses down on itself to make a black hole. There's one way to make a black hole.
So our sun, when that runs,
It's not going to become black. It's pretty wimpy in that department. It'll still kill us, but for different reasons.
And this is what over there in CERN, Switzerland, they've been using the Hydro Collider. And so they're doing the best that they can to reconstruct basically antimatter and produce black holes. The reason why people believe it's so dangerous because if we're actually successful, it could actually eat the world from the inside out. Let's go.
So the mass of the object is so big that it can't actually explode because the gravitational pull inwards is so strong.
Correct. That's above a certain threshold. Within there's the stars that the explosion is greater than what the gravity can contain, and it makes a supernova. And those are the stars that spread heavy elements across the galaxy, enabling us to even exist.
So I'm going to read this again. A golf ball-sized black hole would weigh more than Earth and swallow it whole, leaving behind something the size of a lime.
Yeah, so when black holes eat, they get bigger. So a lime is bigger than a golf ball, but not by very much. We can calculate what the size is.
Where would everything go?
It's in there. It's compressed down inside the hole.
And and everything near it's going to get pulled in there as well.
If it comes too close, right.
If it comes too close.
Yeah, you can keep your distance. Black holes, they're not giant sucking devices. I mean, if you keep your distance, if the sun became a black hole right now, we would still orbit it. The gravity we feel at our distance is no different.
You say that if the sun suddenly shut off, we'd freeze at minus 462 Fahrenheit, which is the background temperature of the universe.
Yes.
Once the stored energy ran out.
Yeah.
Once the stored energy where ran out.
Well, so there's the sun's energy, if the sun blotted out, but Earth has energy inside of itself as well. This is what gives us volcanoes and continental drift and all the rest of this. So if you don't have a sun, you want to live near a volcano or something that is a source of energy for you. And then you'll live on Earth until the Earth's energy died out. Ideally, by then, you just go to another planet. Why not?
How long has our sun got left?
About another 5 billion years.
How would we know?
It's a good question. That's the product of 20th century modern astrophysics. Then it was modern. I think of it as modern, where you say, what kind of star is this? You look around the universe for other stars that are just like it. And then you see those stars in their stages of evolution, stars being born, living out their lives and dying. And the star changes its properties from birth to death. Yep. And so you can line up where the sun is in that chart. And then, plus we know how old Earth is.
Not to mention every single star that's in the sky no longer exists. If you see it and it's shining, that's the reflection coming into our orbit. Lord knows how long ago it happened.
So we can directly measure the age of the Earth. And so there's no reason to think that Earth did not form at the same time the sun did.
Another really fascinating one was every breath you take contains molecules once inhaled by every human in history.
Yep.
That can't be true.
Listen to this whole butterfly effect here. I'm not going to lie. This portion of the video really, really threw me for a loop.
ChatGPT it. No, so here it is. You ready?
Yeah.
There are more molecules of air in a single breath of air than there are breaths of air in Earth's entire atmosphere. So if you breathe in and then
one puff of air has more molecules than everybody who has inhaled and exhaled on planet Earth. That's crazy.
And breathe out. There's enough molecules that you breathed out to populate every breath that anyone will ever again take on this earth. And air mixes rather quickly. Okay? So it has to mix. It's not immediately, give it some time, but you give it some time. There are molecules that went in and out of your lungs that are in China being breathed by people there when enough time has elapsed. You can calculate that. It's years, 10 years, something like that. There's tremendous mixing of air. So,
the part that I wonder, I want you to think about it. Picture like your puff of air comes out, and then I want you to picture a whole bunch of microscopic little dots that's in that bubble of puff of air you did. You're telling me that it's not going to get inhaled, and if it is inhaled, those molecules along the way, somebody gets that inhale of your molecules. When they breathe it out, is it the same molecules or has it been morphed? But even though it's morphed, your molecules are still in it. I see where we're going. Let's go.
how's that for feeling kinship with others? Same with water. You drink water. There are more molecules of water in a glass of water. This is a mug of water. Than there are mugs of water in all the world's oceans. So you drink a mug of water, and then it comes out of you in any one of a half dozen different ways. There's enough molecules to scatter into every other mug of water in the world. So if someone gets a mug of water, your molecules will be plenty of molecules to go.
So if I do a big inhale, I'm inhaling air that contains molecules that all of my living relatives once inhaled.
Yes.
That's exactly where I was going. That's how much we are still connected, even to the people who have passed on, but not just that, even life that was before us. Yes, it's crazy how all of this is like, so it is a direct, you see, this is why I love to listen to science, because it brings me right back to the spiritual aspect of what it is I know and I believe, right? And how much, all of this is connected when it comes to life, right? Humans, animal, plant life, matter, the whole nine, right? Even down to good and bad germs. Everything is connected in some form or fashion. Let's go.
And go further back. Jesus inhaled them. Muhammad.
And with every breath.
Yes, every breath. This is the oneness of it all. That's why it's a beautiful thing. Astrophysics. I wouldn't live without it.
Do you think it makes us kinder, learning about the universe, or do you think it makes us more nihilistic and narcissistic?
No, if you learn about it as you shouldn't be nihilistic.
Actually, in my personal opinion, the more you learn about the universe and you realize how much you don't know, it humbles you. And I don't mean humble you in like a necessarily bow down type of way, but if it brings you to your knees, then so be it. But I'm just really speaking on, like, it really gets you to realize how much it is to infinitely learn. How much, like, and then you just get to recognize, like, yo, at my age, like, man, so hold on. And I studied this for like 10 years. How much life do I still have in me before I can go ahead and get this done, get that done? And so it just really gets you to look at how grand of a scale all of this really is. Let's go.
There's no force of nihilism in the knowledge, wisdom, and insight you get by studying the universe.
Yeah.
You will never find marching armies led by astrophysicists to go slaughter one another. The cosmic perspective prevents that.
The cosmic perspective.
Yeah. By the way, if you look at the chapter titles in there, they're each pairs of words that we've all used, but we've argued over many of them over our Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know if there's a version of Thanksgiving in the UK. Maybe it's just Christmas. Everybody gathers, and the crazy uncles and aunts come in, and you got to argue with them about, and you're reminded why you only see them once a year. Because no, there are topics in there. Color and race is in there. Law and order. body and mind, meatarians and vegetarians, life and death. A lot of reflective moments in there. So this book, though it's all these topics that people fight about, its goal is to say, you think that and you think that, you got to look at it this way. It's not meet in the middle. No, it's meet on a plane of existence above what you're arguing. And you will look down on what you're arguing and realize how ridiculous it is. That's the goal of that book.
Chapter 10 of the book, it says, human physiology may be overrated.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we like to think of ourselves at the top of evolutionary properties, but it's really your mind, surely, but not much else. It's odd because we always imagine aliens having humanoid bodies.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for that. If they come from another planet, most life on Earth doesn't have a humanoid body. The banana doesn't have a humanoid body, and you have DNA in common with it. You don't have any DNA in common with an alien from another planet, yet it's walking around with a neck, eyes, nose, mouth, head, ears, shoulders, arms, fingers, kneecaps, feet. Really? Is that your best imagination that you can come up with? Alien from another planet?
Is the universe infinite? I've often wondered that. Does it just go on forever? Or is there a...
We're not given reason to think it doesn't, but our horizon has an edge.
What we can see.
Yeah, but there's no reason to think... So you're a ship at sea, and you have a horizon. Are you saying, well, that's the extent of the ocean? No, because if you sail towards the horizon, more horizon shows up. And you keep that up until you hit land. So in the universe, we have our horizon. And if we went to that horizon, we'd have a whole other horizon beyond that. If we traveled to that horizon, a whole other horizon there. The question is, how far does that go? We don't know. We have no idea.
And that's the part that I'm always saying to myself. Like when it comes to the possibilities, and the main reason why I do believe the one thing that is said is that they are endless is simply because it's endless. The possibilities of what can be done are absolutely endless. So with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 12:19 a.m. more night. Much respect to you all. I thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. Much respect to you. Thank you for watching.
Fly high like dragons in the sky. Go, 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 go.
It's the main event.
We fly high like satellites. Come fly with me like the wind beneath your wings.
This elevation to the max, give me space. I'm in space, this calm, this is cool mix. And it's safe. Let's be real, keep it going, keep it fly. Let's get high off the life.
We fly high like dragons in the sky. Go, 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 go. We fly high like satellites. Come fly with me like the wind beneath your wing. Now let's let the choir sing, now let's let the choir sing. Oh, go, 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 go.
Now let's let the choir sing.
Hennessy, mocha chocolate in the summer. I'll be growing just being, I don't mean to come off rude. Shine, shine, glow, grow. Keep it pushing, this is energy, the faculty of the legalic beings. What you're seeing is miraculous, fantastic, boom, basic. Call me lover, lover, lethal weapon, Danny Glover, sim, salabi. I'm just looking for a win. County kings, gon' spin the demonic bent again. Shoot to win, we lit up cause we beat the light. Walking on the stars, milky galaxy border. I'm the hollow to those who just wanna slaughter. Yes, I am walking with lamp from the core by a board. Simple Ford galaxy, raising the torch. The blacksmith, yes, you reach for the stars, but I reach for God's porch. Mr. 7, I'm